Welcome back to the show. I am really honored to have two special guests here. It's all about the 10th Mountain Division, but we want to remind everybody that today is the 80th anniversary, which marks the attack on Riva Ridge. And we're going to do a story that I can't wait to hear from you guys. But I wanted to introduce you guys, Art and
Lake.
And how do you say your last name?
Ensley.
Ensley, and this is with 10th Mountain Division, well, you anyway, and I am so intrigued by you both being here today because I know that I'm really curious to know how your dad being in the 10th Mountain Division shaped your world as a son of somebody in that. So I would love to hear that story. But before I start off, I want to thank you for everything that you've done, your service and everything else. You guys are remarkable. I've read so much about the 10th Mountain Division. Oh my God.
Well, thank you for
Brave
having us.
people.
Yeah, for clarity, it was my dad that was in the 10th Mountain Division and trained up at Camp Hale here.
Okay.
And so, you're looking at two generations here of descendants then from my dad. And today's a big day. 80 years ago tonight, about 700 guys scaled the backside of Riva Ridge in the dark, and probably scared out of their minds to attack a superior position of the Germans that was held for some time, and had a couple of other unsuccessful raids by U.S. forces, and a lot of lives had already been lost. And so these guys headed up there at night, tiptoeing across.
Wow, and your dad was one of them?
He did not go up on the ridge.
Okay.
He was in the 86th Regiment was primarily responsible for the assault. The 87th was in support, and he was there. And then subsequently, the 85th and the 87th. Then a day or two later, did the attack on Mount Belvedere, which was just a few miles away, and actually proved to be a more bloody conflict than Riva Ridge. But they were both key to opening up the Po Valley for the U.S. forces to go north into Italy. So anyway,
this is a
big
great
day
history
tonight.
lesson. I love this.
big day tonight, and so that's why the 80th anniversary today is such a big deal, and the celebration and honoring all the stuff they did.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
I mean, to your father, to you guys, and it goes obviously down the line within the family. What's it like being part of a family of such heroes and things like that?
Well, I've always heard the stories, and it's really important for me to continue that legacy and remember all these great heroic things that they did.
Absolutely.
And that my grandfather and everyone else did. Who really changed the course of the war, and they were very heroic, and I don't think things around here would look like they do if they weren't around.
I am sure. Now, when you were 5 and you wanted to be a fireman, and then you started hearing all of these stories from your parents and your grandparents, did it change the course of the direction of what your future is going to look like?
Absolutely. I'm very end goal oriented, gotta get it done attitude, and I think that comes from my dad and his dad as well.
Oh, you look at him so proudly. I love that.
I am. We're pretty proud of the whole heritage, and my dad passed down a lot of attributes that I think are great for us. Certainly, nobody can contest the toughness and resolve of the 10th Mountain Fellows, and but you have to balance it with being unselfish and taking care of your friends, family, and the ones that are close to you. So that balance is also important as characteristics that I think that we inherited down the line.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, since the 10th Mountain has been known to do a lot of stuff out there in the freezing temperatures, who's the better skier?
Well, I guess at one time I was, but I think I had to pass the torch to him.
Is it youth or is it just skill?
Mostly speed.
Oh, okay, good.
We have a saying that sometimes his skis are defective. They don't turn. They don't turn very well. But no, he is definitely the winner in the family in that regard.
I love that.
But my wife skis, and so we enjoy it up here all the time, and we probably get 20 to 30 days of ski a year, and so. Love of the mountains and the outdoors is also something I think we all inherited, but a healthy respect as well. That you know, there's some dangers out there that you need to be prepared for. And
Yes.
I think that's one thing we learned is preparation and just getting a handle on your surroundings. So if something unforeseen happens, that you're able to handle it.
Well, I would think that you have the special guidance and training within your soul at this point. You know what I mean? Because it trickles down through the generations and everything like that. Now, were you going to join forces at all with any of our armed forces, or are you planning on doing something else with your career?
Well, we come to Vail a lot, and so
Yeah.
we celebrate every year with the 10th Mountain. We
Right.
continue to do that. I don't plan on joining
wouldn't
the
right
military in any way,
I'm too scared.
yeah, we celebrate it every year, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
I love that. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Well, we're going to be part of the ski days up at Ski Cooper
Okay.
later this week, and participate in the Legacy Parade probably
Nice.
on Saturday. So just bounce around to some of the events and meet some of the vets and the soldiers, and it's just it's a celebration, but one that you don't want to disconnect from the the sacrifice that was made
Absolutely.
on this. So you have to honor that, but we want to make sure that the legacy continues, and that's why I think it's important that Lake's here to be the next generation, because somebody's got to continue to tell the story.
That's correct.
And we don't want it to die.
No, and it shouldn't. It should never die within any reason, because this is history, number one. And number two, it was an exceptional show of bravery and skill and and brotherhood and just camaraderie. I mean, people don't understand there's a lot that goes along within something like this, especially within the 10th Mountain Division. So I'm so happy that you get to carry on, and then you can have a kid, and then you can carry it on with one of them. If it's girl, boy, it doesn't really matter, because women can serve as well. I don't know about trekking through the. I'm picturing myself trekking through the snow with all that gear. I don't know. But there's some tough women out there.
There are some tough women. My wife's one of them. So
Really?
oh yeah.
Oh, I love that.
She's
Can
out there
attest.
almost
Yeah.
every day with us, and so I will say, my dad died when I was relatively young, and so a lot of the stories I heard were told through my mom.
Okay.
So moms have a big role in
I bet.
the overall picture as well. So I don't want to discredit that too, but
No, they
some
have
of
to be the
some of the
backbone.
stories and retold stories, and I think I'll say that some of the organizational habits that maybe came from my dad, like my sock drawer. I think my sock drawer is probably not tidy as it once was, and
Uh-oh.
he can probably talk to his. But
Can you drop a dime on your bed? Will it bounce?
yeah, I'm not going to go there. but I think that the stories do need to be retold,
I agree.
and whether it's from the sons and daughters or relatives or the moms and dads, however, as long as it gets retold, I think that's the important part of the legacy of the 10th Mountain Division.
Absolutely. You need to carry on that legacy. No pressure at all. But I mean, the truth is that it's something very special, and everybody really does. They're not stories that people go, oh, not again. We got to listen to this. These are exciting, and they're life-changing and history-making stories through brave men and women that did some unbelievable things that most common people would never imagine doing. So, I mean, I think that's really important to keep that alive and kicking and continued on to tell these stories. What's your favorite story? Do you have a quickie?
Well, Battle of Riva Ridge was always
Yeah.
the greatest story and the best achievement. So his dad was up on the ropes.
Nice.
He wasn't on the first assault, but he hauled ammo up and
Wow.
wounded down, and so he was
That's a big job.
big part of that assault.
You must feel so proud to have that legacy within your family ties. This is wonderful. You guys, please do not ever forget about 80 years ago, the attack on Riva Ridge, and our brave men and women from the 10th Mountain Division. Your family line and legacy, and I can't thank you guys both for being here and telling your story. What are you going to do tonight to celebrate? Anything special?
Nothing big tonight. I think some of the festivities start on Wednesday. I think they have the ski down Wednesday,
Right.
and then the ski Cooper on Friday. But,
Okay, perfect.
But we're going to be around trying to tell the story and pass the word. I want to do a shout out to Pete Thompson who helped us and helped organize this, and
Yes.
thank him for his service. And
Absolutely.
while he wasn't a 10th Mountain Division, he's probably one of the best ambassadors that they have ever had.
I love that. Thank you, Pete, for your service. He is in the background watching. You guys, I appreciate you. We respect you, and we really, really do
Thanks
show
for
our
having us.
gratitude.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
very much.
You guys, this is wonderful. Thank you for being here. 10th Mountain Division, you guys look them up and read all about them, please. And remember the anniversary today. We'll be back with more TV8 Vail after this.